Good morning. I am Jamshid Beg, known as JB the Adventurer, a solo traveler and a travel blogger from Manchester, England, with over 30 years of travel experience. In today's adventure, we are going to show you an interesting 160 years old tradition which takes place at Edinburgh Castle every day at 1 p.m. except on Sundays, Good Friday and Christmas Day. Crowds gather to enjoy the spectacle, and the sound often surprises people on Princess Street below. The 1 o'clock gun has been a daily feature of life in Scotland's capital city for over 160 years. However, it didn't quite manage to start off with the bang which it would later become famous for. Public demand grew in Edinburgh during the 1850s for an accurate time service, but instead of a clock, the time ball on the top of Nelson Monument on Calton Hill was installed. The ball was wound up to the top of the pole and dropped by an electrical charge at exactly 1 o'clock. There were problems, of course. The ball was not visible through mists or other optical obstructions, or if you happen to be looking the other way at 1 o'clock. Undaunted, the public subscribed to the introduction of an audioable time signal. The firing of the gun dated back to 1861, when a businessman, John Hewitt, brought the idea to Edinburgh from Paris. It was decided that the report of a cannon would be heard much more clearly than the stroke of a bell, and the Royal Artillery provided a 94-pound gun at Edinburgh Castle. Experiments with other guns had resulted in nearby windows breaking. The cannon was connected to timekeeping equipment at the observatory on Calton Hill by a 4,200 feet long insulated cable which operated a mechanical trigger to fire the gun at exactly the right time. The cable was longest in the world at the time, and the clock was kept to the precise time by astronomical observations. The original gun was a 64-pounder. Since 2001, a 105mm field gun has instead been fired from the Mills Mount battery. The first firing of the time gun was arranged for June the 5th, 1861, and 300 members of the public who had taken an interest in the project and other distinguished guests were invited to attend at the Calton Hill Observatory. The excitement was considerable amongst the invited audience as they awaited the simultaneous drop of the time ball and flash of the cannon at the castle. The sound of the gun was expected 4 seconds later due to the distance between castle and observatory. Precisely at 1 o'clock, the time ball dropped and everyone held their breath, strained their eyes and bent their ears towards the castle. After a long interval, to the considerable disappointment of the audience and embarrassment of the organizers, there was no sign of anything in the way of a time signal from the castle, and the invited guests were welcomed back the following day. The problem turned out to be a faulty detonator in the cannon.
See that coming?
After its false start, the 1 o'clock gun soon became well known for its dependability and remains a daily feature of Edinburgh life to this day. Exploring the world and sharing these exciting adventures with you is a passion of mine. Be a part of my passion by hitting the like button and share this video as much as possible. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future adventures. Take only memories, leave only footprints. See you next week with a new adventure. Ciao.